Hi everyone! Are you tired of going over your weekly grocery budget and not being able to get a handle on it? If so, my name is Lisbeth and I'm going to give you 5 easy tips that help me stick to my very tight grocery budget every single week. Tip number 1 is keep it simple. Life is crazy and life is busy, and you do not need to add on more complicated and time-consuming meals for you and your family. During the week, you come home, all you really need to do is have something that's healthy and quick and not that complicated, especially if you're the one cooking. So for me, as a rule of thumb, I stick to a protein, a carb, and a veggie, and that's about it. So when I'm doing my meal planning, that's what I go with. I stick to pretty simple meals. I do some recipe searching online and kind of go with what's easy, what's fast, and what requires the least amount of ingredients in order to make my life a lot easier. Tip number 2, when you actually do cook, which I try not to do every day, I try to split it up anywhere between maybe 3 to 4 times a week. I always try to make more in order to make sure that it lasts me a couple more days and a couple more meals, and it's less time that I have to spend in the kitchen actually doing the cooking. This also helps when one of those days that you're just so tired and you were planning on cooking and you don't feel like it. Of course, it happens, but if you have some leftovers, it's a lot easier to heat up the leftovers versus going out and getting something to eat and blowing that grocery budget. Tip number 3 is to use what you already have. Okay, before you actually do your shopping, make sure you go over your pantry, into your refrigerator, and check for things that you haven't used in a while. Things like pasta and canned foods, something that you can actually make into a side dish or into a meal before you actually go and add all these things either again onto your grocery list or just end up not using them and having them expire on you. Also, make sure you check your refrigerator for any produce that's about to go bad. You might want to plan a meal around that at the beginning of the week so you can use that produce and not have to either buy it again or throw it away. Tip number 4 is to order your groceries online and pick them up at the store. Not only is this a huge time saver for me, but it actually really helps me stick to a specific budget. My budget for my toddler and I is about $50 a week. Now that seems like a lot more to a lot of people, but including household essentials, it's actually pretty tight. By ordering my groceries online, I know exactly what I'm ordering and how much it's coming out to be. I do have to make sure to add on that $5 fee for the service, but I think it is well worth it because it allows me to not have to go into the grocery store with a toddler, and it also helps me in not making impulse buys while I'm at the store. So ordering groceries online and picking them up at the store is the best thing that I think anybody can do for budgeting purposes. And tip number 5 is to only go grocery shopping once a week. Not only will this help you in making sure that you stick to a weekly budget because you only shop once a week and therefore once your budget is done, it's done. Even if you have a little bit left on your budget, I'd rather not go and spend it during the week because I have that extra money. I try my hardest to make sure that I can scrounge my pantry or really go through my refrigerator and make sure that I can't use anything that I already have in order to make a meal. I make sure that I always have some kind of mac and cheese in my pantry, that I always have some kind of frozen veggies in my freezer, and sometimes, to be honest, I make sure that I have some frozen food for my baby, such as the Kid Fresh ones, which I really love, and I'll give her that so to make sure that she eats well, and I might just have a bowl of cereal because I do not feel like cooking anything else. So I try everything else before I decide that I'm either gonna eat out or have to go to the grocery store again. So there you have it. Those are my 5 tips on how I stay within my grocery budget every single week. If you have any additional tips that you would like for us to know, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.